Amazing folks, welcome. How you doing here? We're going to jump right in. If you don't mind, subscribe, like. It helps me as we go here. I'm doing this because I want to learn what's happening, and I hope you get something out of this. I'm going to jump in here. Here we go. Oh, answer from last video. I gave a quote. It was from Coming to America. We'll do another one. I don't even know what we're doing yet. I'll have to pause and go back. Hey, let's jump in because here's some news. I'll try not to be too depressing. We'll end it on a high note. Right now, I'm looking at this article from The Hollywood Reporter. AI commercials are going to take over the Super Bowl this year. How about that? AI-focused ads are up, and movie spots are down. Fox says, because Fox is hosting the Super Bowl, showing the Super Bowl. Fox says, as 30-second ads hit an eye-watering $8 million. The Super Bowl commercials are in many ways reflective of the American economy, but an indicator of what has become mainstream, or at least what wants to become mainstream. Just look back a few years ago when crypto-related ads were everywhere, and now the steady rise of commercials for sports betting apps. You see sports betting everywhere. This year's Super Bowl, February 9th, will anoint artificial intelligence companies and products as the new mainstream. Yes, that is despite this week's Wall Street meltdown after the Chinese AI app DeepSeek shook the foundations of Silicon Valley. This is a quote from Mark Evans, Executive VP of Ad Sales for Fox Sports. AI is coming. Yay. It's not ready. If it's not already here in almost every business, it will be coming like a freight train. So you will see more AI-focused creative, which I think intuitively would be expected. Evans says that both massive companies investing in AI and some AI-focused companies will be represented during the game. All your big techs in there. Just say that Fox has in some cases secured fees of more than $8 million for a 30-second spot, which would be a new Super Bowl record. How do you compete with that number? $8 million for 30 seconds. That's a large promotional fee for movies to get out there. So they're taking a back seat in this one, which is really interesting. Fox is believed to have more than 10 advertisements that agreed to the rate, helped along by a waiting list of brands that wanted to buy in last year but were unable to. Pharmaceutical ads will also be a bit more prevalent than last year's. Fantastic. But just as the AI will be obvious in the ads, challenges facing the entertainment industry will also be affected. The only category, it goes on to say, quite frankly, that is down year over year, and we'll see it lumped together as two, is movie studios and streamers. Great. Evan says whether that's still the fallout from the writer's strike or just how much that industry has changed post-COVID is probably playing a part into that. And it's not like they're not represented. They just won't be represented as much as they have been historically. I'm going to follow up right after this about Sundance, which has seen some challenges about giving buyers and distributors for independent films. Coming right after this segment. It goes on to say, this is where we're at. So expect that. So you got an AI, right? That hires people, of course. I'd love to know your thoughts about AI in the entertainment industry. What was it, 2023? Writers, actors went on a huge strike with that. Also, IALTSE went on a strike right after that. And and AI was a big issue, a big subject in that. Want to know your thoughts about AI in the entertainment industry? Some people are for it, some people are against it. Head down in the chat below. I'd love to hear opinions on here. That's what we're here for. Already commercials have gone more towards non-union. Now you got commercials going more towards AI. So I'm not a future seer, fortune teller, but it looks like as though commercials are having a difficult time. According to the Wrap.pro, low sales, no standouts, slow Sundance where does independent film go from here? Look, folks, I'm not trying to be a downer. I'm just trying to give you what the news is up so we can have a little bit of knowledge. A little bit of knowledge can go a long way. This article goes on to say, right here we go. Sorry, we're scrolling up in real time here. On Sunday, a group of the producers, financiers, and current and former studio chiefs who came together for an off-the-record conversation about solutions to the current crisis agreed on the stakes at hand. There are filmmakers who passionately want to make films. There are sources of financing to get them made, notably with wealthy folks. But there is no longer a robust distribution system either of studios or streamers and their downstream partners like home entertainment that are hungry for kinds of offbeat, seat-of-the-pants, high-stakes storytelling that drives the creative energy of the entire entertainment business. Let's underscore the last part. The article goes on to say the withering of independent film has a knock-on effect, and not a good one, on the entire entertainment ecosystem. Art house film festivals like Sundance are the proving ground for a new generation of artists, and where mainstream Hollywood goes to find new sources of ideas, filmmaking styles, and distinctive voices. Of Sundance Institute, she goes on to say, distinctive personal films like The Farewell or Lady Bird or Moonlight open our hearts and launch our creative defining talent. But independent film in the U.S. is at risk. After nearly a decade of tiptoeing around the problem, hoping that a single film like Moonlight or Coda would reverse the downward trend, there is a widespread agreement that the current state of decline, there is no consensus on what to do about it. The decline is reflected in the relative desert of film sales at independent film festivals like this year's Sundance. At the time of writing this, the body horror film Together, starring Alison Brie and Dave Franco and some other ones there. Participant, founded by billionaire Jeff Skoll, is a good example of the trend. He shuttered the company a year ago after 20 years of in the business, saying that the model had run its course. Let me see if I can find some good news here. One of the leading Sundance, the independent film has to become movies that audience want to see in theaters. There has to be a separation between what you want to watch on streaming platform and in the theater. People are going to see Anora, but no one is making the films. You can check out that article on there. In a previous video, we mentioned that South Korea is making a concerted effort to help prop up the middle section of film industry, helping independent films. I didn't go into detail about how they were doing that. But they're trying to do something about that middle ground of filmmaking. You know, you got your ultra low budgets, then you got the big tent ones. What about all the middle ones that so many great films are in, right? Let's switch to something else here that might be a little more uplifting on this. Look, folks, I'm going to keep going. It's going to find a way. Art always does, right? Filmmaking, storytelling always does. Why is this news important? Why am I reading this? Well, you know, a lot of people work on films. Behind the camera, in the camera, in front of the camera, on the periphery. You go into a small town, you rent out the hotel, you buy at the local diner, you go shopping at the grocery store, you go to the coffee shop, you hire a caterer, maybe you hire some local folks to come and work on it. It's an industry that employs a lot of people, and there's a lot of folks that are middle class and we're lower middle class that work in that. Okay. According to the Wrap, who is this? Where am I? Who are you? Who's on first? The Wrap says, let's talk about anticipated shows coming up. Suits LA, Zero Day lead most anticipated TV shows of February 2025. Here is the new shows that people are anticipating. I'm going to tell you where they're being filmed and what network. Up first, they got Suits LA. It's on NBC. They filmed that, funny enough, in Vancouver and some in LA. It was also one of the shows that was put on postponed, but they're back now due to the LA fires. So they do Vancouver and LA. You have a show called Zero Day. Zero Day. That's filmed in New York. That's the new Robert De Niro piece. That's filmed in New York. You have another one called Grosse Pointe Garden Society. That is filmed in Atlanta, and that's coming out, and that is on the Netflix network. 0 Day is on the Netflix network. Apple Cider Vinegar on the Netflix network. All these are coming out in February. Apple Cider Vinegar, that's an Australian piece. You got the next season of Yellow Jackets, which is on Paramount and Showtime. That's coming out. They filmed that in Vancouver, BC. 1923, second season of that coming out. They're filming that in Montana. Reacher's coming out. They filmed that in Ontario and around Toronto. All right, there's a few that's coming out right now. Kind of gives you an idea. Look, spread out. LA, Vancouver, Atlanta, Montana, Toronto, Australia. Awesome, right? Previous videos, we talk about tax credits and why people are moving there. And also we talk about some of the things that are filming what and when. In February, I'll talk more about what's filming where, just to get an idea. You know, maybe you might say, oh my gosh, it's filming in my town. How do I get on that show to do this or that? How do I get on there to PA? How do I get on there? Do they need caterer? What if they need, are they hiring locals in whatever capacity? Whatever it is, go after it. That's it for right now. It seems like a lot of shows that were put on pause in LA due to the fires are back, resuming back. I just want people to work, don't you? Just to get people out there working. I appreciate you all. Oh, White Lotus is going to be back as well. That's filmed all over. It's not even in the North America where they did that, by the way. So I left that one off there. I see Carrie Coon on there. Fantastic. Love her. Thanks for being here. Make sure you please subscribe, like. It helps out a lot. Love that y'all are watching. Hope you got something out of this. Drop in the comments if you did. Love what you do. Do what you love. Much respect. Oh, real quick. Here is the line and a image from a movie. Guess where that's from. See you next time.